So I just wanted to share how I got my EDS diagnosis. So in my late teens and early 20s, I started having really bad periods, and they were very intense. I would get nauseous. I would have a lot of GI issues, a lot of pain just throughout my body, hip pain because I would get ovarian cyst, and so I would have like this pulling sensation in my hip. And so I started seeing my OBGYN a lot for these issues, and he suggested that I have surgery to see if I had endometriosis. So we did that, and indeed I did have endometriosis. So at that point, every symptom that I had was blamed on endometriosis. It was blamed on a hormone imbalance and endometriosis. So I had several surgeries for endometriosis. My second surgery, I ended up having to have my right ovary removed. So that put me in a partial menopause. And so again, that brought all my symptoms back to being hormone related. So I went and had a third surgery done for endometriosis, which was another clean out surgery. And I'm getting really discouraged because I'm being having to carry to the bathtub with pain, and it was just getting too much for me. I was getting very depressed. We were also trying to get pregnant, so we were dealing with infertility issues. So I had to really come to God and ask God, what did He want me to do with this, and what was happening in my life. And He really just gave me a clarity on being able to have a hysterectomy. We were trying to get pregnant, but it wasn't happening, and it was just really kind of taking over my life. Just pain, sickness, everything was being blamed on endometriosis. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to have this surgery, I'm going to have the hysterectomy, and I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be well, and everything's going to be great. So I had the hysterectomy, and I was still sick, and I was still having all of these symptoms. Now, I felt a little better. I wasn't having a period, so I wasn't having cysts, and my cysts weren't rupturing, and I wasn't having to being carried to bathtubs and stuff like that. So I was feeling a little bit better, but I was still having the headaches. I was still having the joint problems. I was still having the muscle problems. I mean, I was going to get massages, and the massage therapist would tell me, you feel like you've been in a car accident. And I do. That's what you feel like. You feel like your total body is just been wrecked. And so I just started going to Google and just Googling and cross-referencing symptoms. And so I was cross-referencing like joint pain and GI issues. And I came across an article for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And I'm reading this article and I'm going, gosh, this sounds just like me. And they're showing pictures of being able, can you put your thumb to your forearm? Can you bend your finger back? Is your skin stretchy? And I'm going, gosh, I can do all of these things. And I had no idea that this wasn't normal and that everyone couldn't do this. My arms are really bad. My arms are very hypermobile. And I just didn't know other people couldn't do this. So I was lucky enough to have a great primary care physician. So I took that information to him and I said, this sounds crazy. This is supposed to be rare, but I think I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And, he was shocked a little bit, and he said, this is kind of something that you get diagnosed with in your adolescence. Here I was, I think, 38 at the time. And he said, well, let's see if we can get you in to see a genetic specialist. Well, the only genetics doctor was a pediatric, so he was able to get in touch with Levine's Children's Hospital in Charlotte and got me an appointment. And I went in, they did the workup on me, and indeed I was diagnosed with hypermobility type. So that kind of changed everything. It was very validating, and I was so happy to have this diagnosis, and I didn't feel like a hypochondriac. And so in that aspect, I was glad that I got the diagnosis. At the same time, after getting the diagnosis and then learning more about it and reading more about it, you find out that there's no cure. We're born this way. It's a genetic disorder. So now you're stuck with just having to, how do I live with my symptoms? How do I listen to my body? How do you live with your symptoms? So you just take one day at a time. I just take one day at a time. I'm filming in my bedroom because this is where I primarily stay. You're in your room and you just rest, and you have to listen to your body, and you treat your symptoms as you go, and you try your best not to get frustrated because it is a very lonely disease. When you have a visible illness that no one else has, and no one else can see it, and you are having to advocate for yourself, which I highly recommend that you do. Don't be shy of that. Don't be intimidated by the doctors. Advocate for yourself. Print off information. Take it to your doctors. Show them. Ask for certain tests. Ask for certain blood works. Be confident and ask. But also, you just have to learn to listen to your body. And if your body says you need to rest, then you need to rest. Don't feel guilty about it. You have to learn as you go with EDS, because it is such a wide range of different comorbidities that come with it. So we all suffer differently. We all have different ways to deal with it, and just people in general deal with things differently and have different pain levels that they can handle. So, my biggest thing to say to anyone that's trying to get an EDS diagnosis is to do your own research. Be confident in yourself. Take it to your doctors. Don't give up. Don't give up on yourself, and don't get down on yourself. And that's the scripture that I want to share with you today. I want to share with you Ephesians 6:10. And it says, be strong in the Lord and his mighty power. Be strong in the Lord and his mighty power. He's going to give you the strength, and he's going to give you the power, and he's going to put the right information in front of you, and he's going to put the right people in front of you. Just be strong, pray, and I believe that God will lead you to the right doctors that you need to get your diagnosis. And then once you do get your diagnosis, don't get down about it. Just take one day at a time. Learn your body. Learn what you need to do to treat yourself. And I just wish everyone the best. And if you have any questions of how I handle things day to day and what I do to handle my EDS, what I do for pain management, leave me a comment below, and I would love to get in touch with you. All right, everyone have a blessed day.